Jeff Rowe from Two Hacks Garage. Well, if you saw in the last three videos, it was day one, day two, and day three of the No Name Nationals. Talk about a blast, talk about a whole lot of fun, talk about a learning lesson. That's what this video is about. Kind of a recap and to give out many thanks. Beginning of this video, I threw in some awesome burnouts, some really cool hole shots, and that big wheelie that could have ended in disaster, but it didn't. It's a whole lot of fun. Really proud of how the Two Hacks Garage crew came together with the J&J Speed and Machine Nostalgia Front Engine Dragster. So what's this video about? Well, it's pretty simple. First off, I want to start off with a ton of thank yous. First off, thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy was, I guess, the brains, the guy that helped me build this dragster. He's done it for many years, and he built one wicked machine with me. Without his guidance, really, there's no way I could have done this. Built it in 6 months, and that is a lot of work. We built it right. He's done this before. He has done this for many years. Not a lot of many people know. He goes back to the late 1950s, early 60s with my dad. They grew up together, always been friends, and all that type of stuff. That's how I met Jimmy. He's been doing this drag racing gig for longer than I've been alive. And he had promised my dad to make a machine that is not only fast, of course, but it's safe. He wouldn't want to see me get hurt. So at the drag strip, we got a lot of compliments on how well built the machine was. And, well, the dragster, J&J Speed and Machine, so I can call it a machine. And many kudos to Jimmy on, helping me get that dream succeeded. Obviously, we went for that old school look, and I think we nailed it. So other thank yous. I got to thank Kenny, Mad Dog Kenny. I've known him better part of 30 years. He is there with everything, whether it's shop nights, helping celebrate birthdays, you name it. Kenny is always there. And Kenny did an amazing job, as usual, hauling my dragster to the track. Last year, he took my T-Bird to the track, and a lot of stuff behind the scenes, moving stuff around. Kenny's there. Kenny's like a brother to me, and he always comes through, whether it be in the pits. This weekend, it was like he knew it, and he just jumped in, got the work done. And you know what? He is one of the best guys on the entire planet, even though we call him Mad Dog. Kenny's a great guy, and his help is absolutely greatly appreciated. And one of the things kind of behind the scenes is every time we go to this event, I love my nostalgia jackets, the old vintage drag racing striped ones, and I always have one specialty made for them. Just kind of a kudos, hey, thanks, bud, and all that type of fun jazz. And there was a couple people said, hey, you guys look like brothers, are you? We're not. Well, maybe we are. We just don't know it. I don't know. Anyway, next thank you. I got to throw out there is my dad. Without my dad's support, this would be extremely hard to do. He helps keep me level-headed on a lot of stuff. There was a couple moments there. Things didn't go as well as it should have, and he helps calm things down. He's an awesome guy. He's always been into drag racing and hot rods and cars and stuff like that. He's always fun to go out to eat with, always fun to be in the pits with. He helped out with that, and he's also an absolute blast just to hang out afterwards and just wind down. Now, really big thank you I got to do. I should have done this one first, but the reason I didn't is because I kind of went age and worked myself down in some ways, but my son. My son is almost 16 years old. He's got a busy life just like I do, and every year I get to do this one weekend with him and my dad and have a whole lot of fun. And I know he wanted to race his mini bike. It didn't go as planned, and he didn't get to, but I didn't realize how attentive he's been on the ins and outs of drag racing. I'm a rookie. I'm a newbie, especially in the world of dragsters. But it was like he knew it all. He hopped in. He was doing the golf cart. He was doing the four-wheeler. He was, making sure Jimmy had his stuff. He was making sure people had tools. He was making sure he had gas. He was making sure people had something to eat. I mean, literally like this giant checklist of stuff nobody had to say. It was just bam, 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 bam. So that was absolutely amazing. And the whole entire time, it was pretty neat to see him get to do that. Like I said, he's almost 16, and for see a kid that's that age just literally jump in there and do all that stuff without never doing it before like that, absolutely awesome. I can't wait to see what the years ahead of him have in store for him. I do know that he's going to be in that dragster at some point, and that's going to be the day that I just jump for joy. So huge shout out to my son. He's the J3 because my dad's Jeff, I'm Jeff, and he's Jeff. So it's J1, J2, and J3. So if you heard that in the videos, that's why we said that. So now let's get into all the other thank yous on this. I need to thank John Wilburn for the event. Huge shout out to Deke for doing all the tech. He's a super awesome guy. He goes way back with Jimmy. And you know what? He stopped by a few times, checked out the dragster, talked to him a lot. Great personality, awesome guy. Thanks, Deke. Now here's what I got to do: a whole bunch of like memory, over the weekend. It was a long, busy, hot weekend, but Jackie and Patrick Abbott, thank you very much. They let us use their trailer. They helped feed us, and they're just great people to hang out with. That was totally awesome. NSB Custom Cars, Lee and Dean, absolutely awesome guys. They came over and helped us. They hung out with us, made us laugh. Anything we needed, those guys just thrashed and threw down with us. Absolutely amazing people. Got a couple awesome cigars because I really do like my cigars from them. Those are just unbelievably awesome guys. Brian from Dust Devil Garage, he's an awesome guy. You got to check him out. He let us borrow his golf cart for a day. That was absolutely much appreciated. Blake from Bad Tree and his crew let us borrow his four-wheeler for a day for a dragster. Those guys are absolutely awesome. Blake, Jabo, and the Dirty Hippie, absolutely stand-up crew. And if you ever want to get to know some really neat people with just all these different cars and age groups and just fun, got to go check those guys out. Got to thank Dylan from Levi's Backyard Performance. He came over and talked to us a lot, and his girlfriend Brooke was the backup girl for one of my runs because I like the nostalgia stuff. That was really, really cool. Really enjoyed that. Thanks, Brooke. Thanks, Dylan. That was awesome. Sorry to hear that Rod 5 kind of flung out and you couldn't find it, but that was an awesome pit thrash of getting another engine in that car. So yeah, those are some of the thank yous. I'm just sitting here kind of going through my head on like all the other thank yous. Bikes for Life, he supplied me with some aerial footage of that crazy ride with the dragster. Lars, LP94, he got some really cool footage of the drag racing also, so thank you for that. Same thing with Blake from Bad Tree. He sent me some really cool shots, some really cool video of the dragster. It's really hard to try to do all this film, make sure things are going right, especially when you're a rookie and all that fun jazz. I know I'm probably missing some other thank yous and all that, but absolutely everybody there I want to thank a ton. It was an absolute blast this weekend. Now, let's get into the recap. Recap, well, it's kind of simple. It was a learning lesson. It was an absolute blast through the ups and downs. Day one, if you guys saw, we had some transmission problems. And here's a huge shout out, thank you that I need to do. Thanks to Shane Polito. Shane from Slant Daily Garage is one stand-up guy that really knows his stuff. I mean, absolutely knows his stuff, and it was awesome. He came over, thrashed with us, went through everything, helped us figure out our transmission problems, and the goal was to get the car shook down and make a few hot passes and then match race them. It didn't happen due to that wheelie. So that's where we're at with that. That wheelie bar, that was a rookie mistake by all of us. In a way, Jimmy and I had talked about it a lot, but the reason it was a rookie mistake is we had some good passes, and Shane helped get the transmission dialed in, and we put a little bit hotter of a tune on it. We went to go to make a run. I added some more fuel to it. We flooded the engine. We had to hurry up, get to the pits, thrash, get the methanol out of it, and get new plugs in it, all that fun jazz to get back ready to race. Well, our pit thrashing went very, very well from the help of a lot of friends. However, when we went back up there, we forgot to put the wheelie bar down. Massive rookie mistake, something Jimmy and I have always talked about making sure, but we were in a rush. That's our fault. So when you saw that wheelie, that wasn't supposed to happen. Thank God Jimmy was all right. Car's okay, just damaged up the wheels a little bit, but it did stop us for the rest of the weekend. But that's a learning curve. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Identify what we need to do next and go from there. So where does that lead us to? Well, we do know a couple things. We need a checklist to make sure we're doing it all right because we're a new crew, and we also need to make a few modifications to the car. One of them, we need to get a new torque converter. That torque converter was meant for a completely different application, and on the bottom end, it was really lugging us down. Another thing that we need to do with that car is we do need to modify the wheelie bar. Nothing crazy. It's a little bit, if you want to say, crooked on the wheel, but we also want to add a few more notches to give it a little bit more adjustability. The steering wheel, well, guess what, guys? A little bit too close. When we designed that car, it was pretty much empty. I sat in it, no suit, nothing on, this, that, and the other, and it's just too close. So we got to modify that. Those are just a couple of things that we need to do. And I'm sure there's going to be a couple other off-season things that we do modify. I didn't get a chance to drive, which, a lot of people are like, oh, that sucks. And I'm like, no, not really. Jimmy made that promise to my dad to make sure that car was safe. That car's got a lot of horsepower. It can probably hit the times that Jimmy's car was hitting, a few years back, which is extremely fast. So the deal was shake the car down, get the bugs out of it, go out and do some racing, make sure it's all good. Jimmy was going to match race Shane, and then I was going to hop in the car, learn the burnout, learn the stage, and start going from there. Didn't happen. I'm not upset. I'm not mad. To me, this has been a win. All that work has finally paid off. We got to the track. We made some passes, a couple of fast passes, had some whoopsies, but you know what? Teamwork really prevailed, and we also had a very good time, and it showed us all in one weekend really what we're capable of as a team, how we can build, and on top of that, what we need to do to the car. There's going to be a lot of changes. I'm not going to say now to that dragster this winter, but it's going to be fun. The car is going to be coming out in spring, and it's going to be ready to rock and roll in 2 different configurations. I'm not going to explain that now. It's going to be kind of a surprise, but it's going to be fun. With that, I know I'm rambling. Normally when I'm rambling, Jimmy's working, but you know what? No one's really working right now. So, but yeah, those are my quick recap of the weekend. It was fun, learning lessons, baby steps, teamwork prevailed, and I got to see the future of the J&J Speed and Machine team. So real quick, guys, that wheelie could have ended up really, really, really bad. Jimmy and the car. He's had some really close calls and also had a few things where he did get hurt. Nothing major, but yes, he did get hurt. First video I showed about kind of like a good luck charm at the beginning of the video showed the old hot rod shop decal that was a speed shop of Jimmy's best friend that's passed on in the car. And then I had the keychain with my dog that also just recently passed on and said, hey, maybe those are my good luck charms, guardian angels. Who knows, guys? Jimmy came unscathed. The car came unscathed. You know what? Maybe those were good luck charms. With that, we'll see in another one because I'm going to do some talking on those methanol carbs and how they performed. But once again, I got to thank everybody a lot. Without everybody, I couldn't have done this. But I can tell you this right now. Expect more out of the J&J Speed and Machine front engine dragster team because it's going to be a blast. Later.